Welcome to another video brought to you by RoboLabs and FloatingCottonCandy.com. Today we're introducing to the US a new model called the Twister. This is a traditional cotton candy machine, meaning that it's not a vertical machine like the RoboJet Floss. Traditional, and that will put a bowl on it and make cotton candy in the bowl. The primary purpose for a machine like this is people that want to do packaging in either bags or tubs. People want to vend part-time at weekends, family activity centers, sports arenas, schools. So it's not as expensive or as productive as our monster model, but at 60% of the cost, it really fits a niche for a midline professional machine, well-built, 120 volt, will produce up to 7 pounds of floss sugar per hour. So the Twister fits into the scheme of cotton candy machines that we offer. It was our one hole, which is a midline professional model machine for people that want something more than a Costco or Amazon level machine that's not very reliable, but don't need a top-end machine like the monster for packaging and aren't looking to become cotton candy artists like with the Artist or the RoboJet Floss. They just want to make cotton candy, they want to make it reliably, and it may only be used a couple of times a week, but it will last for years and does an excellent job of producing the floss. I'll make a break here and then give you a little close-up of the machine components itself. Then we'll put the pan and the bubble on and show you how quickly and efficiently and easily it makes cotton candy. All right, coming in for a close-up of the Twister here. First thing you notice is very simple operation. It doesn't have all the whistles and bells of our higher-end machines, but it's got what you need. A power switch to activate the motor, a power switch to activate the heating system, and just an adjustable dial to control how much voltage goes to the heating coil, which of course determines how much cotton candy it makes and how quickly. You look at the construction of the machine itself, you see pretty much everything is metal. There's a few plastic parts, these lockdown washers, those are plastic. The floss head inside the bowl is, well, right now you see sugar, but the parts you can see are all metal, including the supports. It has a solid metal heating coil, which will essentially last a lifetime. The sidewall's metal, the base platform's metal. Everything here is super high quality construction. And one of the things that makes all of the RoboLabs machines quite unique is the floating chassis is not supported by just one or two springs, but a spring in each corner. This whole platform here will adjust itself during high-speed operation. I don't know if you can see the springs up in there, but the whole thing is well, it sounds a little squeaky here when it's not off, but when you see it running, what you realize is the system balances itself. It's spinning like 3,000 RPM, but because of the four corner springs supporting the whole chassis, which holds the motor and the floss head and everything else up, it runs super smooth. And this machine in particular is pretty quiet. So everything about the Twister is first rate, uses a standard 120 volt connection plug back here that can be removed and replaced. You can put extension cords, anything you like. And now we'll start the machine up and show you how it makes cotton candy. So here's the Twister again. We've put the 26-inch plastic floss pan on top of the machine. That's of course included. Inside you'll see that netting is also included to catch the floss and keep it in place so it can be spooled up either on a straw, a stick, a paper cone, or simply scooped out and put into packaging. The bubble, most people are going to want a bubble. That's this part on top. This sort of keeps some of the cotton candy that gets away from floating out into your room. It is not required. I do know people that work without a bubble, but I would say probably, you know, I don't know what the number is, but it seems like the majority of people that make a lot of cotton candy want the bubble. People that probably use it only part-time or occasionally once or twice a month, something like that, special events, maybe it's not so important to them. I bought this bubble, and one of the little tips I give people is that to get the heat out so your heat doesn't build up and start to melt the cotton candy while it's in the bowl, particularly on warm days, I've drilled quite a number of holes in random places here. The holes are small enough that they're not going to let any cotton candy out, but they will help dissipate the heat. That said, I've filled the floss head with about 2 cups of sugar. Give it a hand spin just to get the sugar to distribute. The machine is super simple to operate. Just going to turn on the power button down here. That starts the motor spinning. You can hear it moving up. Once it gets to speed, I'll come down here and turn on the voltage to the coil, and I will turn this dial. I'll start it at full. Generally, the way you operate these machines is you give them full power, and then if it's making it too fast or it's so hot that it's starting to melt some of the cotton candy, at that point you can back the heat down just a little bit. But I always pretty much start at full, and we'll watch this make some cotton candy so you can get an idea of the speed of the machine. Again, you can use straws, paper cones, wooden sticks, your hands if you're wearing gloves, anything you want to remove the cotton candy. I'm going to use one of our plastic straws, and the whole technique is simply to let it start to produce, pull it out in one big ribbon, and then repeat. You can see that in less than 60 seconds, I've managed to make a pretty good sized serving of cotton candy. Whether you want to pull it out on a straw or a stick, put it in a bag, plastic tub containers, or just use a paper cone and provide the serving to the customer just like that. You can also roll it up as you remove it so that you have a serving ready to go. Again, it depends whether you're packaging or providing serving to customers that are in front of you. But this is all it really takes, is you just put in the sugar, turn it on. The power at full seems to be working fine. Again, if your cotton candy starts to get a little melty, it's warm out, you can turn the voltage down and slow the production just a little bit. But in a matter of 3 minutes, I've filled a 20-gallon bucket full of cotton candy. Now, if you're packaging it, you'll pack that down and it won't take up quite the same volume. But for fresh servings, you know, this is 20 gallons essentially full, pretty close to full, and in a very short period of time. One more time just to let you watch the production, how quickly it comes out. See if I can pull this out and keep it all on camera. So that's, you know, you can time it watching the video, but that's 40 seconds, 45 seconds maybe. By the time I manage to say that, you can see it's ready for another pull. Now we're getting low on sugar, and I can simply tell that because the production rate is starting to reduce. But I can pull another 2 or 3 cones out of this before it's completely empty. So that's the twister. 120 volts, 7 pounds of sugar in an hour. Perfect for the person that wants a commercial quality machine but isn't going to be making cotton candy every day. So that's pretty much everything you need to know about the RoboLabs new twister machine. Again, traditional horizontal cotton candy, 120 volts, about 7 pounds of floss sugar per hour. Whether you want to put it on sticks or paper cones for serving to customers, or package it in bags or tubs. I just made these while I was doing the demo. It's a perfect machine for midline, professional quality production. Much higher than the consumer level machines you'll find in big box stores or Amazon or eBay. It won't keep up with the highest end machines we have like the Monster, but for people that aren't making cotton candy every day, the twister is more than sufficient for, again, schools, sports centers, kids, family entertainment centers. If you're at an amusement park level, you're going to want the Monster, but at 60% of the cost, the twister can't be beat. It's solid built, pretty much metal everywhere. Easy to use, not complicated, not much can go wrong with it. Holds about 2 cups of sugar or so you can make quite a few servings at a time. One of the really nice things about it, and I don't know if you can tell from the audio quality here, but it's quieter than most machines, including the other ones that we make. So in an indoor environment, that's a real big plus as well. For any more information, visit robolabsusa.com. floatingcottoncandy.com. You can find lists of all the machines that we sell, accessories, tips, videos, blog articles. Everything you need is there, and there's also contact information on the website. So if you have questions about popcorn, cotton candy, I'm always here to help. So reach out. We will take care of you. Thanks again.